Hey, what's going on, guys? This is JP from JP Fitness, and as promised, my special guest today, we have Jeni Lee here, and she's a bodybuilding bikini competitor. She's also the proud owner of MACT by JL, meal prep business here in the Des Moines Metro. So we're going to talk to her today a little bit about bodybuilding, prep, meal prep as well, and just everything that sort of embodies. So, Jeni, thank you for being here today. I really appreciate it. Let's just kind of get into a little bit of, why bodybuilding, why working out, how did you transition from maybe just working out into the gym to competing on stage? Kind of tell me a little bit about your beginnings and what really got you interested in, fitness, physique, and then now competing on stage.
Yeah, so I played soccer growing up. Children versus played soccer. Grew up on a farm, was always very physical. And so when I would start to see muscles come through, I liked it. Hard work pays off kind of thing.
Definitely.
I ended up having knee surgery. It took me out of soccer. Went to college. Would work out. Not super, nothing was competitive, and I missed that competitive aspect. So I spent 9 years in Minnesota. When I moved back here to Des Moines, I started going to a gym, and there were competitors that worked out there. And I started working out with one, became really good friends, and her name's Allie. She was doing her first show in St. Louis, which is where I ended up having my first show as well, the exact next year.
Oh, wow.
But I went down and I was doing her hair and makeup for her. And when I saw the stage, I was like, I'm going to be on the same stage next year. And it was. So, it just kind of, everything worked out. Got out of play muscles.
Very cool, full circle story. Right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, we found out how kind of like you got the bug for it. So, tell me a little bit about, and this may be a very big open-ended question, but kind of give me the cliff notes of what was different from how you would have been just working out normally before to working out knowing that you need to be on stage and bring a pretty good package to the stage.
Yeah, so that is actually it's a good question. It's very different because in order to jump on stage, you're judged on certain parts of your body that need to look a certain way. Everything is super aesthetic, whereas when you are working out to feel good, for healthy, lifestyle, you can go do squats if you want to, whereas the way my body is built, I'm not allowed to do squats, which is super weird because squats they build you, right?
Right.
But there are certain places where I need to build and certain places where I'm too muscular. So in order to fit the mold of a bikini competitor, I need to work out in a certain way. So everything has structure to it when you are getting on stage, which is kind of the difference.
Right. And you would say that structure is definitely very important, like one for you and what you're doing, but just kind of like in general when you're working out, it's good to have a plan going forward.
Definitely, yeah. Anytime that I walk into the gym, I definitely have a plan. This is my plan of attack. This is my split. Split meaning like the body parts that I'm working in congruence. Everything has a plan to it. Yeah, absolutely.
So a full body workout in a day might not necessarily be what works best for you when you're trying to build like this.
Yeah, there are very few workouts that are full body for me.
Okay,
right
then
now.
get that nice even split.
Yeah. Yep.
So we're talking about that, and I wanted to talk about this issue for a little while, and that would be misconceptions about bodybuilding, even in the bodybuilding community. You and I were just talking a little bit about those kind of off camera, and why don't you tell me a little bit about that? What do you think is a very big misconception that either someone might have about you, being someone who's a bikini competitor on stage, and then just kind of like bodybuilding in general, like these people that just have these astounding physiques, and they kind of just get up there, and maybe just some people think they're just kind of flaunting it up there.
Yeah. Number one, they are flaunting it up there because they worked really hard for it, right?
Hard work.
Yeah. But it's not in a look what I have kind of way. It's I have worked so hard, blood, sweat, tears, and this is my I guess the Olympia would be Super Bowl, but when you only compete so many times a year, that's one of your big time tournaments to show off all of your hard work. So yeah, you're proud of it. You put a lot into it. And misconceptions with that is that you are selfish or that you think super highly of yourself and you're conceited, and that's not the case. Oftentimes, like a lot of, I mean, me personally, a lot of times people will say, well, I totally thought you were going to be a B word. I thought you were going to be a B word when I, first saw you or first met you or whatever. And that's totally not how you are. And I'm like, well, one, thank you that I'm not. Two, if people will take the time to get to know that competitor, they're probably like, one, super passionate about it because they're that dedicated. You have to be passionate about it. And they would probably want to share everything that they know or can help you with you,
So really what we're talking about here is treating others how you want to be treated. It's something we were taught. This is very ABC related, but then one, if someone would really just kind of take the time to get to know someone, now maybe that could be completely different for an individual of like they're just intimidated by someone who is that cut up and that shredded and has such a big muscle mass or something like that. But if they just really kind of take that moment, you see there's a lot more to this, and I decided to push myself to a degree that I didn't think was possible, and then I'm just out there displaying it. I'm not the best thing since sliced bread necessarily.
Gosh, no, this is just how you decide to spend your time. It's some people are passionate about, I don't know, whatever people are passionate about, gaming, watching football, softball, baseball, and the thing with that is it's very objective, right? There is an end goal. It's a win, right?
Right, exactly.
When you're getting on stage, it can be very subjective, where the look that you are bringing to the table, and it can even be like coast to coast. Some judges want to see a more cut look, more hard look, some more lean, some a bigger muscle mass in one area than the other. For the most part, it's pretty clear, but it depends on who's at the show, who you're being judged by. It can be very subjective, and so, but that also comes with is something you said earlier really registered with me is like people thinking they think they're sliced bread. Oftentimes, that's where the judgment comes from. Like, it's them judging the bodybuilder, not the bodybuilder judging that person.
I agree with that.
So it's totally like they're not looking at you thinking anything. They're just turning their work at it, more than likely. But when you are, competing at that high level, you're very focused on what you're doing, and you're not really worried about the next person until that next person comes in. It's like, hey, I noticed that you're doing this workout. Can you show me how to do this? And they're like, oh my gosh, yes. I want to help you.
Very willing. Very willing to help and teach.
Yeah, but the same thing goes when people are picking apart like a kicker, for not making that. They're not picking apart him as a person. Whereas like if you're picking apart someone on stage, it is all like that person's look, and that's very personal.
Yeah.
So sometimes like the comments that you get they're tough to take, but at the same time, we chose to do this. We chose to put ourselves in that spotlight.
Signed up for.
Exactly, we signed up for it, so we can't cry.
They should be getting a lot more credit than it sounds like they are as well. So, you've done how many competitions now?
So 3 now.
You've done 3 total competitions. Tell me about the hardest part when you were getting ready for your first one. Was it more hitting a cutting phase? Was it just getting started? What for you was the most difficult when you were just getting ready for your very first one?
So trying to think back and put myself into that mindset. I knew it was going to take a lot of physical work, right? Like workouts were going to be hard. And I knew I'd have to eat a certain way, but I didn't realize that, sometimes for 9 months straight, if you're, when I first started out, I just was like, okay, I need to build. So I need to eat according to building muscle. Whatever that takes, that's how I'm going to have to eat. And then I'm going to have to go into a cutting phase where in order to lose fat, body fat percentage, and still maintain my muscle, I'm going to have to eat another certain way. And that was truly like a 9 or 10 month process before that first show. I didn't realize just how tough that the nutrition part would be, which is probably, I would say mindset is number 1, because that controls your workouts, your nutrition, everything. But then nutrition is number 2, training number 3. So it's kind of like one thing right after another. But if you can keep your mindset where it needs to be and positive and strong, then I think you can keep your nutrition on track. If your mindset's off, your nutrition's going to be off. And that is hard. Cravings.
Go hand in hand.
Oh my gosh, going to eat, family events, holidays.
Sure.
That's hard, but there, you can do it. You totally can.
If you got the right mindset, just go. Just do it.
Exactly.
So, so that was kind of around getting ready for your first show. You now have 3 underneath your belt. Tell me a little bit about the show that you just got done competing.
Okay, yeah, it was in St. Louis. That is a pro-am show, so professionals and amateurs are there. It's huge. It was, so bikini girls, I think there was like, for prejudging, there was like 135. And then
135 people, different female competitors.
like just
wow.
bikini division. So I think they're, gosh, and I'm going to blank on total competitors, like just shy of 1,000, I want to say. Don't quote me on that. And the Teutones do a great job putting on the show. They're the promoters for that show down there. They do a lot across the Midwest. Wonderful, very supportive of their athletes. So then crossing for finals, there was probably 114 bikini competitors. We each have our class and it's dictated by height, not by weight, which is what some people think. It's by height, so that's how you put into your class. And that was probably my toughest prep. I switched coaches at like 11 weeks out, which I just knew it wasn't going to work because I usually start a 12-week prep. It was not happening, and I knew I needed to make a change, so I did it, just jumped. And so my coach basically had 10 weeks for prep with me, which is short. We pulled it off. I do think those extra 2 weeks would have been like the icing on the cake. I would have even taken a couple more, but that was, I think, where we needed to be those extra 2 weeks. We pulled it off in 10, and I placed top 5, 4th and 5th. I was in open in my classes, so it was good. But it was
Congratulations.
Thank you.
By the way.
Thank you.
That is excellent. So, you were telling me something that was very interesting, and it's almost kind of just like a postpartum type of depression that competitors will get because you spend sometimes, like you were saying, 8 or 9 months maybe on some sort of prep only to get to that point, and then suddenly it's over. And then they don't really know where they channel that energy. Tell me a little bit how you channeled your energy, and that's also going to kind of be a nice little wink at your business, I know.
Yeah. So, yeah, the post-show depression is real. Like, when you hear competitors talk about that, it's not something to take lightly. It can be a very serious thing. Number one, your hormones are off. That alone can do it.
Right.
But then also, like I said, mindset is everything. So the mindset of being like so focused on one thing, and then for so long, like I said, I kind of compared it to a relationship.
Right.
You spend weekends with it. You don't go do things that you normally would have and spend time doing that instead. You change kind of your lifestyle for it. Your eating is totally affected by it. And then you get on stage. It's a glamorous, great, fun day, and then it's over. And you're like, without a purpose. You're like, okay, well, what do I do now? And you're just kind of lost. So for me, it was, I'll say nice with a grain of salt.
Okay.
It was nice to come back, and I'm so appreciative for it. It was just a lot. I came back and basically had a couple hours from the time that we got back from St. Louis back to Des Moines, and then I went straight into the kitchen without sleeping, and we meal prepped for my company, backed by JL, all night, and then made deliveries, and I wasn't done probably Monday. Well, I didn't go to sleep until Monday night, so.
So how long were you up exactly, going from just competing a very high class show, coming all the way back, and then taking care of your clients without like missing a beat? How long were you up?
Okay, well, that kind of starts into like Friday night.
Oh, jeez.
because you're so anxious and excited.
Just
it's
amped.
you don't want to sleep, or you
Right.
want to, you need to, but you don't. You can't sometimes before a
Mhm.
show. So I slept maybe an hour on Friday night. I just I was tossing and turning. I was so excited. I was thinking. I was going over my routine in my head, my posing, just everything. I was so excited. And then Saturday, you're on a high all day. I did take a couple hour nap on Saturday in between prejudging and finals, and
Okay.
then
Sneak it in where you can.
yeah, and then so this year actually timing was really good. I got off stage probably around 10 p.m., which last year was 1:40 in the morning. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. So this year I got to go out for dinner with my coach afterwards. That was awesome. We got back probably around, 12:30, a little past midnight. I got to talk with the judges. Then we finally went to bed. Got up kind of early-ish the next day.
Mhm.
So I slept maybe 6 hours, so 7 hours between those 2 days. And then was up from probably 8 a.m. on Sunday until
Yeah.
Monday evening. I don't know.
Long time.
I was awake for lots of hours.
Long time. Wow. So I guess anyone who's looking for a meal prep service should take notice of her level of dedication here to making sure her clients get exactly what they're needing and not missing a stride.
Yeah, they gotta eat.
That
I want
is
to keep them on track
excellent.
too.
Yes.
I was on track. They had to be on track too.
She brought me a nice gift here, and it's some protein balls. So I had these before, but then we also kind of have a nice little business logo and some different ways you can get a hold of her, which I'll make sure I post so you can find out about this. So this is probably just one of the many different things that you provide. So these are protein balls, or
Yep. Chocolate peanut butter protein balls.
Delicious.
Same recipe as you fell in love with.
yes,
So I knew
love
that
these.
you would definitely be happy to have
Yes,
them
she
back.
brought me the right things. I love it. What other things do you provide for clients? Does it kind of depend, or how many people or how many meals are people buying from you at a time? What is that?
Yeah, so we have a couple different programs. We do just convenience lunches and dinners. We have a program where they can just order kind of one meal at a time as needed. People just are thinking lunches for the work week instead of going out.
Sure.
Obviously, this would be more cost-effective, convenient, and they know that it's healthy.
Right.
So that can be another big thing. We also do have another program where they are following 6 meals a day, 6 days a week, or 7, whatever they prefer. Where the meals that do need prepped are completely made for them. That's going to be a little bit more serious dedication to your nutrition and your diet. We do protein pancakes, post-workout meals, little snacks like that, healthy little snacks like that. I do have something in the works where you can make your own pancakes at home. So it'll be a nationwide shipping of protein pancake mix. So where you just have water. So that is soon to come.
Okay,
Yeah.
So you heard it here first, or something in the works
Yeah.
here. So keep your eyes out.
It's very individualized. So whatever that client comes to me needing, I'm going to figure out a way to get that to them.
It's not kind of just a slap-on meal plan. It's definitely for what they happen to be looking for, whether they're preparing for a show themselves, doing some sort of workout, or maybe they're just trying to live a healthier lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that.
If they come to me with a goal, we're going to figure out how to hit that. I'm passionate about that in my life.
Mhm.
Obviously, I follow meal plan and prep my own meals. So when I say they are macroed out, they're completely measured to the ounce. To if it's 5.25 ounces of chicken that you're getting, that's what you're getting. So we're very picky about that. Because I know that, and I know not everyone is that picky about it, that when I have to have a certain measurement, that can affect my diet completely.
Sure.
So I'm going to pass that on to my clients.
I like that. Very, very genuine approach you're going to get from this business. So I can definitely say that with a 100% guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of going back and even kind of talking about the meal planning a little bit here, but what sort of advice would you give to someone that they're like, you know what, I'd love to do competing one day, or maybe you know what, I've been working out for a really long time, I'm looking to push my boundaries. What sort of advice would you give to that individual getting started, whether it's on the working out side of it, the nutrition side of it, finding a coach side of it? What would be the best advice you would give to that person?
Honestly, maybe, and doing your research, this could probably be part of it, but talk to a competitor or someone who has competed at the level that you want to compete at. find out what it takes to get to that level, right? Because if you talk to, and there are different federations, but if you talk to someone in a different federation, but you want to be in the NPC to get your pro card and go into the IFBB Pro League, this different federation is probably not who you want to be talking to, because they're going to be different levels of just different things required, I guess. So do your research. Like, if you have a coach who has not competed, I don't think you're getting fully what you need from that coach. Like I said, the post-show blues,
Right.
they're going to have gone through that. They're going to have gone through a peak week and know how hard that is. As far as coaching goes, like I said, there are different body parts that need to be built in different ways. Whereas, someone who hasn't competed or doesn't know what the judges are looking for might not be able to bring the best package together for you or with you.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely do your homework on like how much is required from you as a person. Nutrition,
Okay.
workouts, time,
Good.
money.
Yes.
It's
Time
not
and
cheap.
money. It's definitely not a quick process. It
Yeah.
might not be the cheapest either, but you really stick with everything, you're going to get a pretty well fulfilled, I guess, whatever goal you might have.
Yeah, my goal was kind of to do one and maybe another. I don't know. I fell in love. I am dedicated. I am passionate. All I want to do is get my pro card. I'll still be healthy. Whatever it takes.
Awesome.
So.
That's sweet. So, what is next for you right now? You just got done with the show, here in the past few weeks. What's next for you? What's next for MAC'd by JL? What's on the horizon for you right now?
Yeah. So as far as MAC'd goes, we're working on getting the powders, and actually, you'll be happy about this. There's eventually, once we get the pancakes ready to go, I'm working on one for protein balls. So
That's awesome.
You'll love
like
that.
that.
Yeah, they'll be
Sweet.
shippable. Yeah, that'll be huge. So that is actually, it's more of a process than you would think. Just like the regulations, licensing, and
Sure.
everything you have to deal with. And then getting the recipes down on a macro-friendly basis. They're going to be healthy. It's not going to be, they're going to taste like a treat, but they're going to be good for you. So that is pretty much with MAC'd. Next level there. Always trying to grow, like the meal prep side of it too. So if you need meals, let me know. As far as with me, it was kind of a tough decision. I had planned on competing all summer, and then the Teutones are actually bringing the NPC here to Des Moines in November, on November 2nd. So for the first time ever, they're bringing the NPC FBB here.
That's very good.
Yeah, that's huge. So we want to make that an awesome experience for everyone coming to Des Moines. But I ran into the judges on my way back from dinner. It was like midnight or later. And got feedback, asked them if they had time to talk to me, and they did. So Sandy Williamson and her husband Ted took their time, took like 20 minutes out of their evening to sit and talk to me about my feedback, which that's way above and beyond. I respect them so much for that. And they told me, well, first of all, I told them my suit color, my number, and was getting ready to pull up a picture, and Ted put his hand out. I didn't need to pull a picture because he remembered me, which was huge because you know how many girls they see. So that made me feel really, really good. And then he was just like stunning, stage presence, stunning, which also felt really, really good. And then it was like a total 180 because then he was like, I dropped the, not real smile, but I don't know, smile, the positive expression on his face, and was like, but bring in your glutes and grow your delts. And I was like, okay. You know?
We liked you. Here's how you can fix it.
Yeah. Here's how we can like you even more. So, with that, like, it was awesome. We had a whole conversation after that. It was awesome to get that right then because that's when I was already focused on my next step and what I needed to do to get there. So I had planned on doing the Omaha show. There's a couple others that I was contemplating throwing back and forth with the coach. We wanted to see how this show went to kind of set up our next steps, but it was a summer full of competing. And with that being said, I knew I could not grow muscle in a deficit. So I needed to eat reverse diet into a surplus. So our plan for reverse diet is 150 calories a week. We're alternating fat and carbs for the time being. I think this week we're on carbs again, so we'll double that. And put fat back on my body, which is not comfortable, but necessary to build muscle. And we're going to grow my delts and, do what we have to do to bring in my glutes and just make some tweaks and then cut back out for November when I come in here. Ultimately, that's the show I wanted to be primed for, so hopefully that is the case.
Excellent. And I'm gonna put something together where they know how to find you. But where's a good place for anyone watching here who wants to know more about you, know more about the business? Where can they find you on social media, website, anything like that?
Yeah. So my website is macdbyjl.com.
Okay.
macdbyjl.com. So you can order meals there. We do have a Facebook page for Macked, and we do have an Instagram page as well. And then my personal Instagram page. I don't do a whole lot on Facebook, to be honest.
Okay.
Anymore, but on my Instagram, so it's _Jeni.Lee_.
I'll make sure I put this on the screen for everyone.
If you just type in Jeni Lee, it's Jeni, I think it should probably pop up. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for coming in here to talk about this. Like I was telling you, this is a topic I've wanted to talk about for a very long time, and even some of the misconceptions, and definitely talking with someone who is in the bodybuilding world. For sure. So thank you so much.
Me.
Yes.
This has been awesome.
Thank you. It was very, very fun. So go check out Macked by JL, and she's really going to help you out if you're looking for a meal prep service. Definitely give her a thought and be on the lookout for everything she's doing here come November. So we'll see you next time. Thank you.